could run fast?
Create separation. You know, I don't like the separation. I don't like separation. All right, what we got today?
You like pulses with medium?
I'm sorry?
How you like the juggling act with quarterback? How you have to
Well, I'd much rather.
Sorry.
I would much rather not have to do it. Honestly, you know, it's nice when you have one guy and you can play with him. He gets reps, and the great thing about having one guy is he continues to get better. You know, with all the practice reps and the game reps, and you know when you have to change as much as you've changed, you know, all those the cumulative effect of all the reps is lost. You know, I think the guys try to make the most of their reps in practice. I think they learn from their mistakes. The problem is you're going to make mistakes until you get all the reps, and we're still working our way through some of those mistakes.
For better or worse, are you kind of at that point with Jalen though now, where all the injuries have left him pretty much as the only guy getting first team reps?
Well, and Jalen was fortunate. He got second team reps today too. You know, Morgan got some, but I told Jalen he's going to be tired each day when he leaves practice field this week because I need to get him every rep I possibly can. You know, if something happens to him and Morgan has to play or whatever, then whoever goes in next is being done a tremendous disservice this week. But you know, our best opportunity to win is get Jalen all the reps he can get and see if we can work our way through some of those mistakes in practice and you know, hopefully make him that much better on Saturday.
So is Morgan going to, if it comes to that, is he going to be doing a lot of handing off, I would think, today?
Well, now you want me to get in a game plan, aren't you? You know, we will do what Morgan can do. We will do what Morgan can do. And obviously, you know, the shoulder not being completely healed is going to limit it a little bit, but he can still do a lot of things throwing. You know, it's just he has his comfort zone, and we have to stay within that comfort zone as much as we can.
When Coles went down in the first half, and I think Morgan was still taking the LSAT, were you panicking a little bit about what happens if Jalen? What was the plan?
Well, I think Morgan had made it back, and I told him you better get loose quick. You better get loose quick, and I think you know Morgan's such a great young man. He was ready to go if needed, and I appreciate him and the type of person he is more and more every day.
Randy, you guys haven't scored an offensive touchdown in 19 games. I mean, obviously, if you knew what it was, you would have scored by then. But are there any
an opening drive
in the first quarter?
Oh, first quarter.
Is there anything?
It doesn't seem like we've scored many touchdowns. Period. The last few games. You know. We got to start faster. There's no question. You know, Mississippi State did a nice job last week offensively of controlling the ball. When we got it, we went 3 and out. And then they had another long drive. And obviously, we got to take better advantage of our opportunities when we get it. And we got to be ready to go.
Is there anything that you can maybe point to that's maybe a
if I could point to it, we would have already addressed it and fixed it. I promise you that.
What do you need to see from Jalen? What do you, after watching film, I mean, you had a lot of issues on Saturday with him. What did you see, and what does he need to get better at really quickly?
Well, we got to execute better in the passing game. There's no question. You know, I think looking back on it, you know, late in the game against South Carolina, we kind of expanded his package a little bit, and he threw a couple interceptions. And I don't know if the concern about turning the ball over kept him from throwing it. You know, made him a little hesitant to do that, and that's very possible. Obviously, you know, sometimes interceptions happen, but if you ever start playing too conservative or start playing scared at quarterback, it gets hard to pull the trigger. And I'm not sure that's not what happened Saturday.
Randy, can you talk a little bit more about how you appreciate Morgan every day, about the kind of kid he is, a young man, the situation he's in?
Well, obviously, it's been a tough ride for him the last year, and. Tremendous character, tremendous integrity. You know, obviously, it speaks volumes about the type of family he comes from. It speaks volumes about how much he's bought into what Coach Phillips has been selling, and I've been selling here about being a team player. And he is, as I've always said, he's all about Kentucky. He wants Kentucky to win. He wants Kentucky to do better. And just to accept that role and embrace it as he has. It is phenomenal. It's not many people can do that. It's not easy to do.
How did it come to be that he was taking the LSAT on a game day? How did that work out?
I can promise you it wasn't my decision. It was not my decision. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to get into it too much.
With Jalen, do you take the 10 to 15% of the playbook that he knows and just try to get him to perfect that, or do you expand it because he's the only one left? Or I mean, what do you do leading? I mean,
well, Jen, that's a great question, great point. You know, the hard part is if Arkansas played the same defensive scheme that Mississippi State did, it would be easy to keep expanding a little bit.
Right.
I mean, if Mississippi State had done the same thing that South Carolina did, it's easy to expand. But each defense is different. They present different issues, different opportunities too. So you have to you take what you did last week, you try to carry over as much as you can, but there's a certain amount of it you have to just drop, and you have to add a few more things to take advantage of what they do. And, you know, if those other 10 guys are good enough, you can make it work anyway, then you got a chance to be a special team. You know, unfortunately, we're not quite in that situation, so we have to try to put everybody in the best positions we can, which creates new things he has to learn.
Have you put in a lot more quarterback running plays, knowing that that's kind of one of the things that he can do well? Or?
Well, yes and no. You know, obviously, if he gets hurt, then we got some major issues there. But obviously, that's one of his strengths, and sometimes his best runs come on drop back passes when nobody's open, or maybe somebody's open but his eyes are in the wrong place and he pulls it down and takes off. So, you know, we have to take advantage of all the tools we have, but at the same time, we can't be ignorant with it also.
What do you see from Arkansas on how do they compare and contrast the last two?
Well, different coverage package. You know, there's obviously some carryover in the coverage package, but there are different coverages. Their blitz package is a little different than what we've seen. You know, front, there's some similarities, but there are also some differences. They do a few different things up front than what the last two teams have done. So it's nothing we haven't seen before, but it's something that Jalen hasn't seen a lot of.
Folks, we need to get to Coach Manning.